These are my thoughts on the finals after playing the closed playtest for about 4.5 hours. My initial response is that it's pretty fun. It feels pretty fast paced even with the higher time to kill. The movement feels pretty okay. I like the shooting. It was kind of fresh. The level destruction as well makes the game feel very hectic and unpredictable. Just imagine you're having a firefight and then there are explosions everywhere because there's so many things that can cause environmental destruction. And then out of nowhere, all of these buildings are crumbling. Let's say you are guarding the vault and then the floor beneath you is gone. I remember playing a game where a very large man came out of nowhere with a sledgehammer, and then they destroyed the floor underneath me, and then sledgehammered me to death. That was pretty wild. Number 3, the teamwork feels amazing when you have synergy. I had a couple games like that, and then I understood the potential of the finals. And most of it doesn't really require comms, you can use pings and just environmental awareness. Finally, the unlocks in the game make it feel like there's a wide variety of ways to approach the game. You can unlock a wide variety of weapons and tools. You can play short range weapons like shotguns, long range weapons like snipers. You have like goo guns. You have all these different tools that kind of change how you approach the game. A benefit is that these unlocks seem to take a very short time. Now, I'm not sure if this was just for the sake of the closed beta, that might be it, so it might take a little bit longer. But I can't imagine it taking too long to unlock these tools. And because of these unlocks, there are so many different ways to play. The game has 3 different sizes of the characters, and the smallest one is movement based with lower HP. So you can like zipline around like Pathfinder. The big dude, it seems to be the most fun. They have like limited movement, more health, but they can literally destroy buildings with the sledgehammer. So they have access to different tools and gadgets, and I think it's pretty fun. While the game can be fun, it can also be incredibly frustrating. As I mentioned before, one of the reasons why I found it super fun was when your team has synergy. However, when your team has no synergy, it is very, very difficult and very frustrating. The reason being, this game is played in teams of 3, and it is very, very hard to win against a team of 3 by yourself. This is due to the higher time to kill and the different gadgets and formations the enemy team can take up. A lot of support gadgets like creating goo walls or like literally just setting up an iron wall, people with snipers, gas mines, etc. It makes it very difficult for you to even try to sneak in and steal the vault solo. If your team has no synergy or if your teammates seem to be unable to perform, it becomes a very frustrating situation. And the only thing you can do is to try to follow your teammates around and then go for a steal. Finally, some minor nitpicks. While I think the game looks pretty good, the skins are also fantastic. It does feel a little unresponsive or sluggish or unsatisfying. I can't really put my finger on what it is, but when I'm playing, it feels like there's a small delay. It's not an actual delay, but it feels like the controls are a little bit unresponsive. Whenever I'm trying to do like a running slide, whenever I'm trying to shoot, it just feels a tiny bit unsatisfying. I can't figure out why right now. I got used to it and it's fine. But whenever I move and shoot, it just doesn't quite feel good. Another nitpick is that solo queuing may not be a fun experience. Much like other games, I solo queue a lot because I have no friends. And solo queuing games like Apex, for ranked especially, is incredibly frustrating because people will want to hot drop and then they will die and you'll lose LP. You may want to play with friends or stay away from ranked because much like other games, this can be super frustrating if you're solo queuing. Third nitpick, the fact that anyone can steal the vault at the very end and take all of the credit can be super frustrating. And it's super hard because the defending team must fight off 2 other enemy teams, at least for the quick play mode. So I came up with some possible strats. You have to work with your teammates for this to work, but one possible strat, I've seen this done in other games as well, is if you are the team defending the vault, just leave. just leave and let the two teams fight for it. I would only keep an eye on it and see if there's no one fighting over it. But otherwise, just let them fight each other and then you third party him. Reset the goo walls, traps, whatever, and then go back out once you wipe him, and then again, wait for them to fight each other and then come up and clean up. Another strat is just never capture the vault and just always steal. Just always go for the steal. This is a little bit harder than it sounds because some teams are really cracked and it's gonna be hard to bust through their formation. But if you always third party and never directly engage, it will be a little bit more doable. Now, I had some games that were very unfortunate where one of the teams was very ineffective, like just never got kills and they died immediately. If you have one of those games, it's pretty much over, but you gotta try what you can do to the win. The final nitpick, Nexon is involved in this game. If you don't know, Nexon likes screwing their games over and their player base is over. So I'm just wondering, how will the game be screwed over in the future? It's a little bit of a shame, but they have a really good track record of ruining their own games. Pretty much they dumb it down and then infest it with monetization, so we'll see what happens. So final thoughts for me, I think it does feel pretty fresh, it does feel different, and it might be a nice game to play with your friends once in a while because it is free to play, so anyone can play it. But for me, the longevity of the game is a concern because it only has one game mode, at least for the closed playtest. And if you don't like that game mode, you've pretty much seen all the game has to offer. For me, I really don't want different game modes because that would split the queue times. What I would like to see is like a constant evolution or tweaking of the one game mode and the map. So adding like little different things here and there, different flourishes, different objectives as you play the game in the future, that will keep it alive and well. The game may do well over time. Anyways, I just think, in my opinion, more competition is better and keeps everyone on their toes. I've uploaded a full game with no commentary if you want to take a look at it, so I'll have that link in the description and the comments if you want to check it out. As that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys next time.